Hello everyone, welcome to yet another weekly analysis. Now for this week, we're going to touch on a couple of things, but majorly it's going to also be going to be the dollar, right? Because it's very important to have something that fits your identity, right? We trade in sharing yourself, it's detrimental to your trading because what I'm trying to say is this, right? Now before we go on, my name is Kevin Area. I've been trading for about 4 years now, consistently. I join all my trades. I plan my trades before the market opens. Now, back to what I'm trying to say. It's very important to trade, a particular thing, a particular style, a particular instrument, right? It may be weird that we are always on the dollar, yes, because we are trading an economy. If China was the number one economy in the world, we'd be trading China, right? Because then China the Chinese currency, will be priced with oil, will be priced with gold. It will be the metric system of the world, right? The financial, the fiscal metric system of the world, FISCA, means government, right? Now, it's very important to have a structure in mind, an instrument in mind, right? That is why, because you may be wondering why we always on the dollar, why we always on GBP and USD, because these are the things that we are focused on, right? If the dollar refuses to trend right now, I have an alternative. I go to Japan. I go to Japanese yen. I trade the Japanese economy. I look at the Japanese index. You see what I'm saying to you? You see what I'm getting to? The same way as I'm trying to, predict the dollar, I need to know what the index is saying. What's the currency saying? What's the economy saying? Now, America is at war in the Middle East, or rather, there's a conflict in the Middle East involving America, right? This is affecting the dollar. It's very important to know these things, why this is happening, and why that is happening. Now, first things first, it's a new month, so happy new month, right? Excuse me, a happy new month, right? So it's a new month. So first thing first, we need to go to the monthly time frame. We go to the highest time frame, right? The structure on the monthly time frame is bullish. Why? How do I know that? Higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? Market structure says for 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 a market to be considered bullish, it needs to have these characteristics: higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. And inverse, when it's bearish. Now, I trade market structure. I do not trade I do not trade support and resistance. No, 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 no. I trade market structure. I trade what the market tells me. Right. So right now the markets are telling me the dollar is bullish. What the market is telling me, right? But in as much as the dollar is bullish, right, there are certain things that are happening. Now that is what we call a range. The dollar is in a range. Now, is it possible to trade the ranging market? Yes, for me it is possible because I don't execute the US dollar. I execute GBP USD and Euro USD. Now, the dollar being in a range means it is going against the structure of the overall time frame, which is the monthly time frame. Now, if the dollar decides to be bearish, the Euro USD is going to be bullish, the GBP USD is going to be bullish. Now, that brings us to the pair of the week, GBP USD. GBP USD is bullish structurally. Structurally, it is bullish. Why? Because it is giving higher highs and higher lows, and it is refusing to break the higher low to then shift structure. Simple as ABCs. On the monthly time frame, we can see a bullish engulfing, right? Like so, a bullish engulfing. Now, when we see these things, my brothers and sisters, when we see these things, dear traders, you must know that it is going to be a rally. I'm just opening the chart and to analyze the GPUSD with you. I'm as astonished as you are right now. This is my first time seeing that it closed the bullish engulfing. I didn't see this last time because I didn't open the charts last night, right? To analyze the markets this way. Now, the GPS is bullish, and it's very important that we follow two things, or sorry, three things. I said this before on here. Market structure is one. Price action is market structure, right? chart patterns, and candlestick patterns. These are three different things. I'm gonna type that on here, so you can, so you can understand what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna type it on here, right? So first is price action, right? Price action. The second is chart pattern, and then the next chart patterns and candlestick patterns, right? Candlestick patterns. These. Let me make it, a little smaller. Price action. Price action here, higher highs and higher lows. That is how we're able to know the structure, which is also the trend of the market. Chart pattern on here means double tops, double bottoms, right? Double bottoms, inverse head and shoulders, head and shoulders, just like so, right? Head and shoulder, just like so. And then an inverse means it is turned upside down, meaning the opposite, right? So head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, just like so. Right now, I need you to understand this, right? Whenever you see these chart patterns on the higher time frame, on the monthly time frame, on the weekly time frame, you must understand that the market is about to reverse. 9 times out of 10, these things are important. Now, when you've taken losses, the way you have taken losses, you understand what I'm saying. These things are important. The market is what about to reverse. So because of the losses I have taken, avoiding these, tells, because before the market reverses, it will tell you. Avoiding these signals, this, when you're in the car, before you turn left, you turn right, when you're driving, you need to use your, your signal, your signal lights, right? Exactly. That's the exact same way. The market tells you, I'm about to turn right, prepare with me. I'm about to turn left, prepare with me. Now, candlestick patterns here entails a hanging man, and I'll show you what that is. A hanging man. A hanging man is a candlestick pattern that tells us that the market is also about to reverse. A doji, right? You go to the candlestick Bible, you will see this thing. Now, okay, let me make it clear for you. This is the monthly time frame, right? Now, this is the monthly time frame. If I look up here, it's 1 month. This is the monthly time frame, right? Now, this is a hanging man. This red candle you see right here, this red candle right here, that has a long wick and a small body. This is called a hanging man. Now, when you see when you see a hanging man on the chart, on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, on the monthly time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, trust me, a reversal is imminent. It's inevitable. Every time it happens, like clockwork. You see what I'm saying to you? And then now, it's very important to know this. It will not just happen anywhere. It has to happen at an area of interest. And if you notice, this is an area of interest. This is a support level that is holding this range up, that is pushing this range to the upside. So whenever we are above, sorry, not whenever we are above, rather, as we are above and bullish structurally, right, we tend to go up. And you can see we came here, lower low, lower high, lower lows, right? The market came to put in an equal lower high, right? But we were still bearish, and it was at an area of interest. And when that happened, when that presented itself, it's a no-brainer. I know a reversal is about to happen. Now I'll show you another bearish engulfings, bullish engulfings, and engulfing just like so. So you can also see, even this is also a hanging man as well, right? Long wick and a small body. The wick has to be longer than the body. The shadow has to be longer than the body, right? So morning stars. So you see, another one. This is an inverse hanging man, right? Another one just like so. And then what happened? A reversal happened every time. Every time we've just seen this together, right? A reversal happens. You see what I'm saying to you? It moves. It pushes to the opposite direction, or it pushes to the direction that it is intended to be to face. Now, when you see three candle formations just like so, a red candle, a small body candle, and a push candle to the upside, a bullish candle like so, right? It is called a morning star. If you see it trying to be bearish, it is called an evening star. These are chart patterns. With these tools, you can be successful in the market. With these tools, with additional virtues of patience, right? Additional virtues of patience. You see what I'm saying to you? They said the fourth one here is patience. With these tools, you can you can conquer the market. Patience is the fourth virtue. This one you need prayer. This one you need prayer. You need to pray. I'm a very impatient person, so I'm so impatient that I hate to stand in queue. I would pay to get out of the queue. I would pay to jump in line. But it's not arrogance, but it shows you the things that are wrong in you that you need to change. So imagine a person like me that has problem with patience. My strategy, the way I trade, or my approach to the market needs me to be patient. I trade the higher time frames. I wait weeks on end for a trade. Sometimes in a month I may take one trade. You see how patient you have to be? Now, with these tools, right? These four tools, you can outsmart the charts. It's an outsmart chart. Anyway, now let's go on with the analysis. So we are bullish on the GBP We are bullish or only looking for buys. There is nothing on earth that will make me sell GBP Nothing. I don't care if it's then in a range and then it starts to fall. I don't care. I don't care if it's below support or no. I don't care. What I care about is price action, market structure. There is nothing on earth that will push me to sell GBP For now, nothing. Until structure is broken, nothing. If we had broken this neckline right here, this would have been equal highs, a double top on the monthly time frame. Then, but it did happen. As Dr. Willis will say in my mentor, it did happen. So we keep pushing forward, right? Be realistic. Be very realistic. Do not lie to yourself. If not, the money will go like that. Now, GPSD, we are anticipating, now is this is the exact same thing I said. I just said when you see a chart pattern on the weekly time frame, and if this is an inverse head and shoulder, this is a head and shoulder that is upside down. It is inverse, right? This is a head and shoulder, right? Like so, left shoulder, right shoulder, and it has broken the neckline. The moment we break the neckline, just know game on. Game on. The moment we break the neckline, game on. Right? Now we've gotten a bullish engulfing. I waited a whole week for this candle to give me a confirmation. Why? I'll give you another trick. When you're having a pullback, all of this I read from a book, right? When you're having a pullback, or right, when you're anticipating a pullback on whatever time frame you anticipate your pullbacks, right? If a pullback is happening on the weekly time frame, for example, right? What I do is this: I wait for the pullback to happen. I wait for it to get to my area of interest, and I wait for it to give me a reversal candle, a chart, a candlestick pattern. I wait for a candlestick pattern. Now, if you remember, we talked about how when the market gets into an area of interest, it needs to give me a candlestick pattern. Now, this is the hanging man we're talking about, and it did that. The moment I see this, I don't have to wait for this. The market will leave you. Now, once this happens, I know what's going to happen already. And now I'm looking for buys, and then I make all this bread right here, right? I extract these pips from the market, right? So for the weekly time frame, right, on GBP you can see how we are analyzing from the monthly to the weekly to the daily. You can see how we are every time frame has its function. Monthly time frame gives me the overall view of the market. We are bullish. I take that. When you're solving math, and then they tell you put one, carry one. Yeah. I carry one, right? So I put that in my pocket and I carry one, right? The same thing with the monthly time frame. I put that in my pocket and I go to the weekly time frame. I see what's happened. I see that there's a chart pattern like so, and I say, okay, you know, the rally is about to happen. I cannot miss it. Now on the daily time frame, right? On the daily time frame, we see something very important. This see you have to read. It is called I call them. It's called chart. It's called candlestick patterns. Chart patterns, candlestick patterns. Every candlestick has its meaning, especially at an area of interest, as support or resistance, however you want to call it. Right? I remember saying when you see a formation like so, a small body, a doji, right? This is a doji, and then you see a push to the upside. It is called what? A morning star. You see these three candles like so. You see this formation like so. You see these three disciples, like so, right? It's called the morning star. When you see that, prepare, prepare. There's no time to be scared. Even if you are scared, press that buy, press that sell. Trust me, you're better off taking a loss than taking a win because you can learn from your losses. Simple as ABCs, right? Now, on the daily time frame, right, this is what's happening. We can see that we have come into an area of interest, like so. This is 1.3500, right? Around psychological, perfect. What we need to see, what we are what we are anticipating that's going to happen next is what? A reversal, meaning a pullback is about to happen. Now, the GBP/USD is not my main concern. Is the DXY. The DXY is my GPS. The DXY is my GPS. So on the DXY, we will see that we've gotten a double top on the weekly time frame. Yes, the DXY has given us a double top on the weekly time frame. I don't care what you see, a double top or a double bottom, but when you see them on the weekly time frame, on the highest time frames, when you see them, take your bags and run. Something is about to go down. You better have capital to execute this trade, right? Right? That's my ideology behind the rest. So on the weekly time frame, we see a double top. We've broken the neckline with a very, very interesting, Marubozu, bearish engulfing. Now all we have to do is wait for this pullback. And now I just said, whenever you see something like this, a candle like this, a hanging man, or an inverse hanging man, however you want to call it, anticipate a reversal, and then we'll continue to push to the downside. This is the first target. Now, if if the DXY is going to be bearish, we can then anticipate that our claim for a bullish movement on the GBP/USD is certified. You see what I just said? Our claim is certified. Yes, without the DXY you can navigate, but with the DXY it certifies your claim. Now, there's another trick I'm going to share here. I've been dropping dimes. I've been dropping dimes on here. I'm going to say something else. Pullbacks, pullbacks, a pullback, a pullback, a pullback. I don't know how long I don't know how far this pullback is going to be. This is the first pullback of this new structure, this bearish structure, right? What I need to see what I need to see is this. I'm going to make it clear. I need to see a chart pattern here, double top. The only chart pattern that can make itself present here is double top, or maybe a head and shoulders. I need to see one of these on here. If I don't see one of these on here, I don't trade. I do not care if the market goes and leaves me behind. So what? So what? There are tons of opportunities in the market. I just need one. There are tons of opportunities in the market. I just need one. You see what I'm saying to you? I have an opportunity. I have an opportunity around here. I have an opportunity here. I have an opportunity here. These areas of interest are premeditated. They are marked ahead of time. There's the way I do them. They are marked ahead of time from the weekly time frame. To be honest, I mark my areas of interest that I'm going to be selling from, buying from the weekly time frame. I then go to the 4 hour time frame to wait for break and retest. So you can see even where I'm selling and buying from, they are from the highest time frames. They cannot be defiled. They cannot be defiled. They cannot be broken. You see what I'm saying to you? So I need to see these. The reason why I need to see these happen here is because this is the first pullback. I don't know how many candles it needs to. So for experience will teach you. If you notice, if you look left on here, right, a double top, right? This is a double top, like so, right? A double top. And then this was the first pullback. What happened? Double top. I've taken two losses just because of this thing. I said, impatience kicked in, took losses, even though I'm in my 40th of trading. There's something to it. Just off of this alone. Trust me, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Right? I'm not gonna make that mistake because why I have taken losses. You need to take a loss. If you people are looking for wins too much, that's why you don't know anything. Excuse me, I'm hyped on it. When it comes to trading, I'm hyped. That's why you don't know. That's why you can't grasp the intricacies of forex because you are looking for wins. Come in and look for a loss. You will learn a lesson. Anyway, the video is getting too long. Have a great week. Have a good weekend. Journal your trades. Back test and pray. Subscribe and like whatever you like. Ciao, ciao.